Welcome to the J Files. I'm your host, Jaden Cornelious. For thousands and thousands of years, stories of the supernatural, of the spirit realm, of shape-shifting, of extraterrestrials, of ghosts, of haunted places, and of communication with the dead, us humans have found completely fascinating. Most people, whether believers or skeptics, find the experiences of the things that go bump in the night completely and utterly captivating. But the age-old question lies whether the alleged paranormal event that witnesses have claimed to experience are real. Now, I don't doubt that many people believe what they have experienced is a paranormal event. Really is what you believe to be real, right? I hope you enjoy this show. Please subscribe, please share, and please comment. And if you have had a paranormal experience and you wish to be on the show, please get in touch. Enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Jackie Thackway-Wynne and I live in Glastonbury, Somerset in the UK, and this is one of my real experiences. So 20 odd years ago, I would have been in my 40s, and I was doing an open university course studying history, really enjoying it. And we, once every couple of months, we had to all meet up at one of the local colleges in Somerset to do a tutorial. And that usually was for an afternoon or an evening. I had to, at this point on this day, drive over to Taunton, which is maybe 23 miles away from where I live, across the Somerset levels, which are quite spooky at night anyway. And it must have been maybe November, early November time, so really dark. So I went to college. I, at the time, was driving a pretty old beat-up VW, A-Reg, so really, really old. But she was my pride and joy. But the doors didn't lock. So I managed to get to college, really cold night, did the tutorial, got back to the car that evening, I would say about 8:30, 9 o'clock, so it was dark, and started to drive back home. Got out of the town into the countryside where the roads are pitch in the middle of nowhere. The Somerset levels have got lots of ghost stories in themselves anyway. And I'm driving through a section of the levels where there was an old battle in the 1600s, the Battle of Sedgemoor. That's also another ghost story to tell at another time. And when I managed to glance, I was looking in my rear view mirror, and there appeared behind me, it looked like, the only way I can describe it was a shadow. It was the head and the shoulders and just part of it, but it was shadow. I couldn't see much of it, but it looked like the jacket was kind of built up here. And I thought, oh my God, the car doors don't lock. Maybe someone has got in the car when I was at college, and all this is going through my head super fast. So I've turned around, looked over my shoulder, no one there. Looked back in the rear view mirror, I can see this figure again. The car temperature has really dropped. I did have a bit of a dodgy heater in the car, but it went beyond cold. It was freezing. I could see my breath, which hadn't happened that night before. Looked in the mirror again. He was still there. It was still there. What it reminded me of, because I'm kind of from an old kind of bike scene back in the day, back in the 80s, bikers, it reminded me of somebody wearing a leather jacket with the built up bit here. But I mean, the details weren't that clear. It was more shadow. So I was pretty terrified. There was nowhere to pull over. It was pitch black. There was no moon that I could see. It was fairly windy and quite wet. It wasn't stormy, but it was fairly windy and quite wet. So being the good witch that I am, I kind of just said, "You're welcome. I don't know who you are, but you're really freaking me out right now. And as much as I know that you're okay, I really don't need you in the car. I'm by myself and this is a bit freaky." Looked in the rearview mirror and whatever it was had gone. Could have been a trick of the light, maybe, I don't know. But I do remember feeling quite overwhelmed with it. So I chatted to my neighbour when I got home the next day. I saw my neighbour. She knew a lot of the local legends around that area. And while she couldn't pinpoint who that might have been, there had been several fatal motorcycle accidents in that area. And apparently somebody from the 1970s had a fatal motorcycle accident, and other people have reported picking up that kind of spectral hitchhiker. So I hope you've enjoyed that story, and I've got many more to tell.